A few comments to the last two that made comments. I think that we have to be honest here that we want wins. You know, like there is a part of like elections and the work we do that is symbolic, that's just about mobilizing masses, that we understand it's not everything we're going to do is going to have a material effect at the end of the day. But we still want a material effect at the end of the day. And so I feel like there's a tendency within leftist groups that do run elections that they're just like, oh, it doesn't matter if we win or not. And I don't understand that, to be quite honest. The point is to win the struggle. Whether it's an electoral struggle, a labor struggle, the point is to win. Losses set us back drastically. Think about all the money, the resources, the time, and energy that you put into an electoral campaign. If you lose that, you lose all that time, all that money, all the energy. It's wasted. That's a reality. You know, there's a very limited sense of like elections can, you know, build consciousness and mobilization. It's a very limited tactic. There's an aspect to it that's true, yes, but it's limited. So for example, like the Bernie Sanders campaign, I think if he won, it would have been great. It would have been much better for us. Would that have been a revolution? Absolutely not. Would have been better than Biden? I think so. I think it would have been better than Biden. And in terms of reforms, revolution, I think, you know, Lenin, Stalin, even Mao, I mean, they're pretty clear that reforms are important. That to mitigate the harm and the pain, the exploitation, the oppression on the working class and oppressed peoples is important. It's all building steps towards a revolution. Like I said, the goal is to win. So we have to always keep that in hindsight, whether it's an election, whether it's a mutual aid effort. The point is still to win the struggle. And I think that in regards to Aaron's points about DSA, and there's been a couple people who brought it up, their ineffectiveness when it comes to post-election wins. I think we have to be honest with ourselves. And I know this might be an uncomfortable topic for some people on the left, but those will all be mitigated with democratic centralism. If the idea that the collective had a vote on it, this is sort of what Aaron's talking about, if the collective votes on it and it passes, then the entire collective is assumed to follow through on it. If you break that, you're breaking party line. So when AOC, you know, not just recently, but years ago, was like, maybe we should have an intervention in Haiti. You know, like that would be a clear violation of TSA policy. You're up for either discipline or removal of the organization. These are simple things to fix organizations. When we talk about organizing the struggle, we have to organize ourselves first. And if we're all just eclectic groups, and that's sort of what Terrence's point about we're all different bases, then it becomes really difficult. And, you know, I see that a little bit with coalition work too, is that, you know, you get certain actors or certain organizations that are much more active, and they're the ones sort of determining policy because they're the ones that are the most active, and other organizers get left out. And there isn't really that democratic process. And I think that has to be really the foundation of our organizing, is that we are a collective. We move as a collective. When I think about elections, I think about winning them. I don't think about just necessarily losing them. So how can we as a collective fully concentrate our material effort to win this? You know, when I think of Lalo, I think he has a great chance of winning. Or the best chance of any slate of candidates we have locally. You know, would it be better, no offense, Aaron, if we all stopped running different elections and all focus on Lalo? You know, he has UAW support. That's massive. Like, think about how rare it is to get a union endorsement as a socialist candidate, an out-and-out socialist candidate. It's rare nowadays. You know, I think in terms of that type of work, we need to look at concentrating effort, concentrating forces, and think about it from a more local perspective. I think national elections, I understand them, but they're very, very difficult. I think it's much more possible to win local political power and then build local bases. Because let's say, you know, society crumples, let's say the worst happens. It'd be good if LA was a local socialist base. That would be nice. I would love that, you know. You know, it would help out even on a national scale if we had pockets of real strong political power. Because then we can get economic power. That's how we do it.